Okay, I want to talk about the state of the black community right now. Right now, what you think the state of the black community is? Let me ask you that first.
Man, what you see with these riots and protests, and the only thing that I believe will come out of that is maybe some police reform, how we are policed. And then things will go back to how it's always been. You know, when a crime is committed, they give a description of the suspect. So they get it to the police officer. He's going to stereotype. That's human nature. If they give a description of a suspect, he's using that information looking for people who fit that description. So with human beings, they will always stereotype. But black people in America, we really don't have don't get me wrong, we are policed differently from whites and other ethnicities. So, you know, the rioting and the protesting, it has its place, but black people in America, they have an identity crisis and really need reconstruction. And I had to expound on what that means, you know.
Okay, so like, what you mean by that? Go ahead, give it to me. What you mean by?
Okay, good. You know, growing up in America, man. Now I'm speaking from my experience. Growing up in America, you see people go to church every Sunday, and they may go to work, and they consider good citizens. But we are the servitude class. We have always been oppressed here in America. You can look at the history of America. Back to the Jim Crow laws after slavery was abolished. We are the working class, and we always been oppressed. Segregation was the best thing for blacks. You can look at Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, you know, what they were doing and how they were attacked. So me growing up in America and traveling overseas, I began to see and through my reading and studying that one, I brought up the Sunday church for a reason. What they teach is not what the Bible is saying. That's very important to know. That the so-called black man is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. He's down in South America, he's in the Caribbean, he's everywhere. He is the Israelite of the Bible. And for being disobedient and breaking God's commandments, he was put in this condition.
Of servitude.
Of servitude, when you read Deuteronomy 28 chapter. This is very important. Your pastors and preachers in your Sunday churches are not going to teach this, because they took the Bible and created Christianity. Catholic, Presbyterian, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, Lutheran, what have you, all these different denominations of Christianity, they're going to keep you confounded, because the Bible is written to the descendants of Jacob, one nation of people, and that's who Christ came for. So once you explain this,
I ain't gonna lie, I think that's what Nick Cannon was saying on his podcast and what got him fired.
Definitely, man, because the powers that be, the elite, Viacom, and all those are so-called Jewish people, that they know they took your identity. So anybody that has a big platform and speak, they're gonna attack you. Look at Deshaun Jackson, Nick Cannon, hell, Dwight Howard, LeBron James, all them athletes have made statements. Amari Stoudemire, he knew we were the 12 tribes of Israel, and that we were scattered, just like the prophecy said. But when you have a large platform, just like this video go viral, they're gonna say, who is that guy talking like that? You know what I mean? Because we are the people of the book. Now, that's the people like that part. They like that, oh, we the Israelites. But they don't want to keep none of God's commandments, because they low-key like it here in Babylon. America is Babylon the Great. It's prophetic. When you read the Bible, you read about Daniel under Nebuchadnezzar and how Nebuchadnezzar changed their names, just like they changed our name, Russell, Wilson, Jackson. Those are the names of our oppressors, our slave owners. You saw it in Roots with
Brown.
Right. No, yeah. That's what that is, man. So that's the truth. And most people, they don't really want the truth. They want to be pacified.
So you saying most people like living here in Babylon, which meaning they liking the sin, they like, basically that's what you're saying?
Yeah, the people that are successful here, and that's they in cahoots with your oppressor. Take somebody like T.D. Jakes, right? Mm-hmm. He has millions of followers. That man is educated. I went to Booker T. Washington High School and read the Bible and can discern that the Bible is talking about Jacob and his brother Esau, Edom. And they were confederate, like when you read Psalms 83. to have you discontinue from your heritage. And the Most High God put you in slavery for being disobedient. He allowed, because you didn't want to serve him, you're going to serve your oppressor and your enemies. That's what happened. But if you teach this the correct way, that's why Christ said you will be hated of all men and all nations. T.D. Jakes is not hated. Them people love him. If he teach this correctly, most of them people are not coming back next Sunday. They don't want to hear that. They just want to be pacified. That's what Christianity is, man, and Sunday church is. And
Joel Osteen, same.
all of them. Joel Olsteen, Creflo Dollar, Juanita Bynum. The list goes on. Everybody on that TBN network. If they not coming under the umbrella of Israel and they try to demonize and make it seem like you are radical, black Hebrew Israelites, Jacob, Abraham was colored people. They were melanated people. They were Negro. You can read the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Ham is the progenitor of the dark races. Abraham came out the lineage of Shem. When you say anti-Semitic, you're saying you're anti-Shem. So a lot of people don't even really know what that know what that means. The Negro in America is Semitic. He's a descendant of Shem. He came out of the lineage of Abraham. Hebrew came from Eber, which was Abraham's great-grandfather.
So why you think the preachers of today don't preach that? Like I remember you telling me like they have church on Sunday when they shouldn't do that. Like,
it's a business.
What do you think?
It's a business, man. If you got a good thing going, them people don't read their Bible through the week. They just come to church to sing, dance. It's a business. It really is, man. And
even the preacher?
The preacher is a business. He'll play on your ignorance, man. He really will. That's really what it is. Remember, as kids growing up in the neighborhood, we got discernment. We could discern different personalities. You could tell a hustler. You've been around. You could tell when somebody trying to get one over. He a little bit more polished hustler. Them politicians and senators and governors, they are hustlers, man. The money, even you look at the Federal Reserve banking system, and you are the money when you get a birth certificate and you get a job and they tax you. You are the one paying. You keep this economy going.
So let's go back to this then. So you basically saying that even the preachers is hustling if they not teaching that you are an Israelite.
Right. I had to read them, the preachers that are scattering the flock. They have despised God's laws. Like Ezekiel said, they have put no difference between the clean and the unclean. They have,
but what about, okay, it's going to be people who see this and say, but you talking about my pastor.
I don't care.
This somebody that,
hey, man.
this is somebody, this is my pastor. They gonna take this some type
cool.
of,
you need to, I would say that same passion that you have about your pastor, you need to open that Bible and read for yourself, because you done bought into a lie. The Lord's day is the seventh day, which is the Sabbath day. That's the day that you commanded not to buy and sell, not to cook. That's the Lord's day, not Sunday. You research the history on Sunday worship. You don't go back to 325 AD, then Constantine and the Council of Nicaea, and you read and educate yourself. So that's why Christ said you will be hated of all men and all nations. Now they despise me because I told your pastor a crook and been lying to you. Now you hate me. They say they hated him that rebuketh at the gate. When you go to tell people the truth, sometimes it hurts them, it cuts them. They don't want to hear it. But hey, man, your pastor lying to you. And if you're that passionate about it, won't you go research for yourself? That's what they should do, man. You know what I mean? Don't lean upon what the pastor say. That's a man. He's been educated in these seminary and theology schools. The same man that came over here and raped, robbed your brother and gonna build a school. I'm talking about the Native American Indian, infect him with smallpox and stole his land. Now he gonna build churches and teach you about God. This man, that's the same man, your oppressor, who has raped, robbed your mothers and fathers and stole land and things. That's what the Bible is about, to oppress people. That's who Christ is coming from, the obedient of those oppressed, obedient to God's commandments. That's who Christ is coming to redeem. Your reparations is Christ. It's not coming from the federal government or nothing like that. You'll get a stimulus check, but that's nothing. That stimulus check didn't do nothing for nobody, man. Be for real. People still getting evicted. They still struggling. They bird feeding you.